So,
Don't worry about getting in the way of the camera. It's for Waltham, yeah.
I'm the director of the Cape Ann Vernal Pond team, where we work to save that particular type of wetland and do education about it. And there's all kinds of frogs and salamanders that are just coming out from their woodland homes where they spent the winter, and they're going to vernal ponds right now in Massachusetts to lay their eggs. So it's a fun time for us, and we get out there in our rain gear and do these nighttime field trips and watch frogs and salamanders breed. I know it's not everybody's idea of a good time, but it's ours, okay? So, and we also do snakes of New England and the world.
6.
At least 6. 11. Those are
Like, we do like 4,000?
4,000. That's quite a, what do they call it, spread? 14. So you almost got it. We are not in snake country here. Arizona has over 100 species of snakes. We're too far north for most reptiles to really be happy about living there. But we do have 14 species, and we got some kind of fun ones here. And this is the good old garter snake. His name is Randy. And one of the things about it is it's like one of the most common snakes in the world. But if you look at it, and they're always sticking out their tongues, because why?
They smell with their tongue.
Ooh, you're good. Yeah, that's how they smell. And snakes don't have ears, so smell is a lot more important to them than it is to us, because they're missing a whole sense there. So anyways, these guys will eat frogs, fish, earthworms, a few other things. All snakes are carnivores, and which means they don't eat any plant life unless it happens to be in the stomach of some animal that they're eating. But anyways, this is a lovely little snake. Now, we're going to have plenty of snakes you can touch if you want, but this one's kind of small and delicate. So we're just going to bring it around, and I hope you get to see him stick out that pretty red tongue with black tips. All snakes have a forked tongue, and that kind of lets them know. Kind of lets them know which way the scent is the strongest, having that forked tongue. And then, I like to have pocket snakes. One of our garters, not Randy, but one of our garters had babies over the winter. No, over the summer. Sorry, I lost my head. And most snakes lay eggs, but not all of them. Garter snakes are live born. And this is one that was born in the summertime, and so it's only a few months old. So anyway, we're just going to pass this around. Now, how can a snake like that eat a whole big old mouse? Most people think it's only those giant tropical snakes, but a lot of our regular old snakes are constrictors as well. And so anyway, I need a courageous volunteer.
Me?
Hold that snake and then turn around and show them how you're doing it. See, piece of cake. Just to hold the snake before this is over, but nobody has to. And who's taking this one? How about this? Make sure everybody gets a good look at that. You can touch this one if you want. Be gentle. Just use one finger. Don't touch them on the head. And we'll see what we're doing next. Ooh. All right, this is a personal favorite of mine, although I've never met a snake I didn't like. This is a ringneck snake. You might think it's a baby. It's not. When they hatch, they're about a little thread about that long. So this one's probably at least 5 years old. And we're not going to take it out of the container because it's just a delicate little beast and probably wouldn't like to be handled. But we'll just kind of pass it around and you can get a good look at it. And while you're looking at it, go like this and look at that kind of pretty red or orange, yellow belly.
Mom.
We're still in New England.
I'm fine.
This is a hognose snake. They call them that because they have a kind of a funny upturned snout. And they have kind of an odd food preference. Anybody know what that is? Would it be a riot? Big. They like to eat toads. It's their favorite food. Most animals can't eat toads because they have poison glands on their skin. Hognose snakes are immune to the poison, and something has to eat toads or they would take over the world. So, and this one's, I think maybe 3 years old, but they don't get very big. I've hardly ever seen any hognose snakes that are over like this long. They're not a really big snake. But they're really fun because they also, if you find them in the wild, they'll hiss and strike at you, and they'll inflate their neck like a cobra, and then if you don't go away after a minute or two, they roll over and play dead. And at the same time, they emit a foul-smelling musk from their vent here, which is where they poop, so that a little more convincing than it might be dead. All snakes can musk too, and they'll do that when you pick them up in the wild a lot of times.
Especially our guard.
That is a black racer. I'm 73 years old, and I can still outrun a black racer. Those snakes are not known for their speed, really, but it doesn't mean that they're easy to catch. And because they can dive into a thicket of thorn bushes, and their speed stays the same, where yours is reduced dramatically. They eat a variety. Good climbers. They spend a lot of time in trees. They'll eat birds and their eggs, rodents, other snakes, frogs. And I've seen 6-footers. They get big. Huh? It's not. It's a southern. Here's the thing with some of our native snakes, they're getting so rare, I don't like to take them out of the wild here where they're rare. And I just get them further south where they're more common.
But this is one of our 14 native snakes.
Yeah.
This one isn't from here. We're not going to touch this one because he's likely to bite me.
It'll become obvious to you when you see it, why they call it a green snake. This is a little meadow habitat snake that is mostly an insect eater. All right, who this?
We share a lot of species.
Black racer snake? I don't know.
Kind of a cool red belly. This is a water snake. Why do they call it a water snake? No. All snakes can swim, but they call the water snake a water snake because their food's in there. Fish and frogs, pretty much. Okay? And this one has been in captivity for quite a while, but if you find a water snake in the wild and pick it up, it will bite you. Okay? And yeah. But anyway,
Does it have venom?
it's a kind of cool snake. Very common in Massachusetts. Kind of look at his mouth here, as if he's irritated a little bit.
Does that have venom?
We'll give that. You can touch this one if you want. Just make sure you don't touch it on the head or near the head. Yeah.
We have a question over here.
Yeah.
Does he have venom?
No. There you go.
Well, that's good.
Thank you for saying venom and not poison.
Poison?
Okay. Oh yeah, another pocket snake. Thank you very much. So this is a baby water snake that was born over the summer, and once again, they are not egg layers. They are live birth snakes.
Oh, yeah, we are not.
We're still in Massachusetts. Who's this?
Can we touch that one?
It is a black rat snake, also known as the eastern rat snake. They can get over 7 feet. They are powerful constrictors, and they eat mostly rodents, but they spend a lot of time in trees and will eat birds and eggs as well. And this one kind of pooped his container a little bit, but I got cleaning them off pretty good. Anyway, one of the many rat snakes in the world, and kind of a handsome devil if you ask me.
You got him?
Oh my gosh, you're brave.
I'm
Do you have any
terrified.
poisonous snakes in
I thought I
Massachusetts?
loved it. I think she does just
Oh my gosh. Can I take
gotta be right on your arm.
No,
Oh my god, take a big one.
it's a trick question. Venomous. Poisonous that you eat.
We have no venomous.
Venom is what snakes have. And, there is a timber rattlesnake.
Oh,
This is Buzz. And he's irritated right now. You can see that. He is shaking his tail just a little bit until I said that, then he stopped. Just to irritate me. And they're really a beautiful snake, but when you get a good look at it, you can see that on the forest floor where all the leaf litter is, they can be pretty hard to see. These are state endangered. There's very few of these in Massachusetts. The closest population to here is the Blue Hills, south of Boston. I've been out there a couple times with people I know that photograph the snakes every year. And none of the times that I went did we see any rattlesnakes. but there are some there. So anyway, we do have venomous snakes, but just barely. And
Copperhead?
both are state endangered, and both of them can be found in the Blue Hills, south of Boston, in small numbers. Copperhead.
Oh, we saw that one. Thanks so much.
Thanks. We're taking my team.
All right, we're leaving Massachusetts. Remember the black rat snake? I hope you do, because it was like 3 minutes ago. There's all kinds of rat snakes. This is a red rat snake,
red rat.
also called a corn snake, because their bellies look like Indian corn. And these are very popular in the pet trade because they're usually pretty calm and they're beautiful. So, just another kind of rat snake. They eat mostly rodents, and they are constrictors. That's how they kill their food. Let's get another volunteer up here. How about you? You think you can hold that snake? All right, turn around, get your picture.
He's brave.
Good job.
Don't.
The rattler, and here's the rattlesnake.
Mexico. And so this one has stripes on it. And just another kind of rat snakes. There's all kinds of rat snakes all over the world. Handsome devil. This And yeah. Remember the milk snake? Sure you do. Well, there's like 25 different kinds of milk snakes in the Americas. So that's a Mexican one called a
Oh, yeah, did I get a
wavelet.
picture of you? Sure. Nice.
They do kind of look like the venomous coral snake. And what a lovely little snake. This one's just 1 year old. But these hatch from eggs, unlike garters and ribbons. Let's not all touch this one, but we'll get a good look at it.
This, does anybody know what kind of snake this is off the top of their head? No. I'd be a little bit more cautious. This is a northern pine snake.
Oh, yeah.
Pine snake. You can find these in the pine barrens in New Jersey, and different subspecies all the way down to Mexico. Down by, well, to Arizona, down by Mexico. Anywhere from the Louisiana pine to the Florida pine, you're going to have different colors, tans and everything, and they blend in a lot with the ground with that coloration. The scales catch the light really differently, that's interesting. He is our oldest boy. By the photos we're looking at from back in the day, I think he's about 32, 14 for people.
Oh, he's 32 years old.
He's one of my favorite snakes. Further away, this snake is from Vietnam. It's a Vietnamese blue beauty snake. It's going to spend a lot of its time in the trees, eating bird eggs, and different rodents in that area. This coloration helps with those tropical plants and everything. They have this long tapered tail because they are that arboreal species. If you look at a lot of our snakes, do have a kind of tail that ends up tapering down a lot faster. They are constrictors. We can't touch them, but we're going to touch them by the tail and leave her face alone. This is our female.
You got two.
All right. Anybody know what I have here? This is an Amazon tree boa. There's all kinds of different boas in the Americas. And so the Amazon tree boa. And this, anybody know what this is? Oh, it's not. It's a, go ahead. Ball python. They call them that because when they get scared, they roll up into a ball with their head in the middle. And I don't know how effective that is in like deterring predators, but that's what they do and that's what they call them. So, boas and pythons are kind of mostly tropical. Some of them get really big, constricting snakes. So they have some similarities, but they also have some differences. Anybody know what the difference between boas and pythons is? Yes. Not quite. Huh? No. Okay, boas are American. We have some that even range into North, United States, but mostly Central and South America, including the boa constrictor, which a lot of people are familiar with. Boas have live young, pythons lay eggs. So, similar in some ways, but different in others. Getting close enough to look at them already, so we're just going to bring them around. So don't try and touch that one. And then this one is a real pussycat, so you can touch this one if you want. So, now,
I mean, if we bring them, it's not a big deal. Like,
this is Marion. She's a boa constrictor. It's a lovely snake. She's been around for a while and been through a lot of people. She's a real pussycat and a fan favorite. So anyways, yeah. Let's see if she can act, yeah, see? Strong enough to actually wrap around there and hold on to it like it's a tree trunk. Yeah. She says, yeah, I can do this all day. Yeah. So, now, before he crunches whatever's in my pocket, can you undo this a little bit?
Does it have babies?
All right, so let's just give this to somebody. There you go.
He's funny.
One more.
Legless.
All right. This is Luna. She is a reticulated python, which is a tropical Asian snake. The longest one ever recorded, I believe, was 25 feet. So that's like, you know, pretty close to, from me to those pillars over there. That's a long snake. So kind of hard to say which one, it's a matter of opinion, which one you think is the biggest in the world. But this is an example of the longest snake in the world, and they can get, like I said, about 25 feet. So
The team now has an anaconda, but it's only a year old, so it's not as impressive as these ones so far.
It's all dried out.
This one eats rats, and one thing that everybody needs to know about a snake like this snake, probably a little over 10 feet, this big enough and strong enough to kill me, and I'm 200 pounds of romping, stomping dynamite. So, if you're going to deal with snakes, and believe me, it's a lot of fun, but make sure you know what you're doing, because some of them can hurt you or kill you with venom or constriction. This is what I call the fun, exciting part after the dull, boring part where I talk. So, anyways, you want to hold that? I thought you would.
All you have to do, and you see how strong that can be though? Right? Alright, so then, just take it. There you go.